Micronesia, one of the least known regions of our planet. Inaccessible islands scattered far and wide in the Pacific and forgotten by the rest of the world. Bruce, an inveterate traveler, has dedicated his life to the most isolated islands. Thanks to him, remote villages are being connected with the rest of the world.
This area in the Pacific, the most remote areas on Earth, I think that these areas here are the most undiscovered and the most little known, the vast areas. I think we know more about the moon than we do about this deep ocean waters off of Micronesia.
Good morning, Micronesia. It's Saturday in the Western Pacific, July 18th. We're all getting ready for our big Liberation Day party. Let me check to see if there's any uniltutaos, any mogaten rananem kasalelia tuwo yakwe bulabanaka loha tolo falava, manu lele, to right, mate, bonjour, kiorana for the Cook Islands, kiora.
Bruce's voice casts a wide net all the way to the far-flung limits of Micronesia. Every day at 9 a.m. sharp, this radio buff broadcasts a bulletin intended for the most remote islands.
Okay, if there's no medical emergencies or priority traffic, I copy you, Yap. Let's take a look at your weather. We understand you want to go out and look for some turtles today on West Vayu. Yap weather for today. Variable winds, 5 to 10 knots, becoming southwest afternoon.
Here we're at the University of Guam, a territory administrated by the United States. Bruce is not just a voice. He's also a link between all the islands. A providential man, a clever handyman who over the years has single-handedly set up a communications network covering one of the vastest regions on Earth. He's the one they call when there's an emergency.
The ship was about 4 or 5 days late. Hope everything worked out. If there's anything you need, you know where to find me, over.
Roger. Yeah, it's good to ask if you could connect me to...
When Bruce landed in Guam more than 20 years ago, the outer islands were completely isolated, and this tireless traveler discovered a situation he couldn't have even imagined.
So this is my territory. So I have to go in small boats and canoes to get to these to support the 90 or so outer islands all through this area that have dispensaries, schools, and no communication, no power except for solar that we put in, and of course no airstrip, no links to the outer world except through me. So we have power, we have communication, we have tools.
The network that Bruce set up has been growing little by little. He regularly makes expeditions to install new transmitter receivers. Now he's heading out to the far-off archipelagos.
You ready to rock and roll?
Yes, I am. Are you?
Good to see you. Good
to see you again.
Got enough fuel?
Yes, I
All right.
All right, let me just prepare this one quick, and then you can get off. Do you want to sit in the back, or you want to sit in the front?
So, meanwhile, how's the weather?
Well, it's going to be nice and clear. There's not much turbulence or anything like that.
No typhoon?
No typhoon yet.
Domo arigato.
What a beautiful today.
Yes, it's
Nice color for the ocean, too.
like another world when we go to the outer islands.
That's right.
Leaving Guam means leaving a world of buildings, infrastructure, comfort. The ocean is the last frontier, an insurmountable obstacle for many Micronesians.
I think the Pacific, this area in the Pacific, the most remote areas on Earth, I think that these areas here are the most undiscovered and the most little known, the vast areas. I think we know more about the moon than we do about this deep ocean waters off of Micronesia. Right now, it's rainy season, so the rains can come in any time. They cover the airstrip. Then the small plane cannot land or take off. So then I have to take a canoe to another place and try to find another boat. Sometimes the boat is the only way to get back. It might take you 2 or 3 more weeks than you planned. It's the kind of life that you have to learn to be very patient. You have to be patient with the people. You have to be patient with nature. It makes you see the other side of yourself when you live in the big village or the small city, where you get all wrapped up in your day-to-day. And out here, time has a lot different meaning. The time we have out here, we just do things when we can, when the weather is good, when the surf is not too big to bring the canoe in, when the rains aren't too bad.
All right, Miwa. Thank you very much.
All right,
Have
see
a
you
safe
soon,
flight
okay?
home. I'll give you a call on the radio.
All right. Talk to
You
you
rock,
soon.
woman. Hopefully I'll see you soon. Otherwise, I'll be on canoe.
Okay. Careful.
Yeah. I'm an old man.
From here on, Bruce has to count on himself. He'll have no more communication with the outside until he arrives at his destination. And he relishes every minute of this time cut off from the rest of the world. Each one of his expeditions takes him to new territories. Bruce is perhaps one of the last explorers. Here, for example, only 1 or 2 boats a year call in at these remote islands to buy the copra harvest.
Oh, I'm like Santa Claus when I come. I bring them stuff, and I help them fix it, and I give them training. Yes, over the years, what I've done is I've learned I need to train the local people. If I don't train the local people, I am very old. Someday I will not be able to come back here, and I need the young men and the young ladies of the village to know how to fix the antennas, fix the solar systems, and maintain the communication network.
In these far-flung archipelagos, the heat is suffocating, the humidity oppressive. With all his voyages, Bruce has come to appreciate these sudden storms and showers. Everyone is glad to have them. Fresh water is precious, for it nourishes the forests and means survival for man. Bruce melts into the vegetation.
When you're working out here, you feel like you're really doing something, not just pushing paper around or worried about the politics. Working about making money, we don't worry about making money because there is no money out here. It's only fish and coconuts. We trade for taro. Everybody is very peaceful.
In this region of the Pacific, one of the rainiest in the world, the rainstorms are always just passing.
In Micronesia, we say, if you don't like the weather, just wait 1 hour. You will have different weather. Yes, this is where you can really get in touch with your soul. A little bit of rain, pretty soon we'll be back and be in the ocean, and I can wash off, and I'm very happy when I can cleanse my soul and help the people in the outer islands. And I don't have to go to the office every day.
With the evening, a blanket of silence falls. There are no roads here, no means of transportation, no electricity, no telephone, no government even, just the traditional chiefs in each village whose authority is handed down from generation to generation.
As one person, I can feel at the end of the day that I've done quite a bit for them. So I feel like I can really make a difference. Making a difference is very important to me. I have a very short life. I need to help as many people as I can. Life is changing fast for these outer islanders. So I want them to stay here and try to preserve some of the culture, preserve some of this life. There's no place like this on the whole earth. No place where they still do celestial navigation. They watch the stars. They watch the wind and the rains. So they move around in their canoes for many years with no instruments. The only place on earth where they still practice traditional seafaring, traditional navigation.
Voyage after voyage, Bruce has had to face the jungle, the mountains. But once in a while, he gets easy trails as well. Here, the village is a 2-day walk away. Bruce is familiar with the route. He has already been there to meet the villagers and talk about the possibility of setting up a transmitter-receiver there. The villagers were notified of his arrival by the captain of a boat, stopping here with a load of material for the long-awaited antenna.
Capture! Hey, Chief!
Oh,
How you doing, brother?
Mr. Bench, Sachik.
Hey, second chicken
We've
chick.
been waiting for you for quite some times. Welcome to Unity.
Oh, thanks. I have your gifts, huh?
Thank you very much, Mr. Best.
Oh my God, Conchita.
Oh, Sachik.
How are you?
Very good.
I have gifts for you too.
Thank you.
Oh, second chick.
Sachik. Thank you very much, Mr. Best.
All right, tell you what we're doing.
Sachik, Mr. Best. Sachik.
The custom in these villages is to offer a token of welcome. Today, Bruce has betel nuts wrapped in pepper leaves from Pohnpei. The men of the village sprinkle them with powdered coral and chew them like tobacco.
Fine, and we'll be expecting you for quite some time.
How's Papa Mao?
Papa Mao is okay, but he's getting very old.
Not getting around too much anymore with his diabetes.
That's correct.
Is he still teaching the children how to celestial navigate?
He's trying to do that, but otherwise his health is not too good.
Yeah. I know, we're all getting old. Actually, Mike and I are close to the same age, so when I first came out to Micronesia, he was a teacher over here across the lagoon. And he came to, for a while, he actually came to Guam to learn, and now he has come back and took the knowledge he learned on Guam, and he's helping his people in the outer islands. A lot of the chiefs, they're allowed to leave when they're young because they go out and they learn worldly things, but they are expected to come back when they get older, and that's when they lead. So they're not leading in a vacuum. They're leading with some knowledge about what's going on in the world. There you go. Get your foot right in there. Resort. Don't let that thing kick back on me, Mike. You're in. Done. Keep your foot on that. Keep your weight on it. There we go. Okay, Mike.
There is no phone at all. This is the only ways and means of communicating with the outside world through the single sideband radio. And we need the antenna and then power by the solar system. We don't have power on the island. It is really means life in this area. It's a lot of things.
The generous son of the Pacific will help connect people.
Got the power, we got the solar, we got the power cables, everything's ready. Let's see if we can get a hold of Guam. Let's see if this baby cranks up. Got the right mode, upper sideband. Guam, how do you copy? Over. Come on, baby.
This is Guam. Good copy.
Yes! All right.
We have been waiting for many years to have some communication. I mean, Bruce is a very helpful person to us.
Okay, we're going to be waiting for the next plane. He can finally get his news and weather in the morning now, every morning, so he knows what's going on in the rest of the world. This is his window to the global village.
The village is now quietly turning over a new page of its history. Who knows? Perhaps someday there'll be a legend about Bruce, the man who traveled over sea, rivers, and mountains to offer his help to the people of Micronesia. Here, time and space give the measure of life. This was the story of these islanders living on the edge of immensity. This was the story of these bits of land scattered here and there in the largest ocean on Earth. the Pacific.